Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Pisces for the month of July 2019. Welcome, Pisces. Of course, we're in your fellow water sign of Cancer. So let's see what the messages are for you this month coming. The moon. So something's hidden, something's covered, you can't see the whole picture. There's not enough light to see what's actually going on. So it's the sign, this moon card actually governs Cancer, the sign of Cancer. So it's very much a card of using intuition rather than your mind to try and decipher what's going on. It needs some time to come to light or illumination, perhaps for the next full moon we have in July. We'll get the full story, Pisces. This is where you are right now. Work's very good, very well, doing well. Taking a step back, having a look at what you've achieved is always a good idea, as we forget to do that. New things coming in as well with this 7 of coins, so a really nice card to start with, and perhaps that may answer or answer why you haven't been able to see very clearly. Perhaps you needed to just step back a bit to view what's going on, and just wait for a little bit too, Pisces. It's not long to wait, a couple of weeks perhaps, and all will be illuminated. What's brought this on is expansion and growth, definitely. Good foundations, so things are going well. This is the crossing card as well, so it does affect the rest of the reading. So it's interesting. It's a big influence of the crossing card. So just keep that in mind, Pisces. For July, just remember that things are actually going quite well and you are doing well. There's very much a travel card also. The 3 of Wands, and often I always refer to this man here in the centre there as a man from overseas, namely the British Isles or Scandinavia, that kind of Anglo-Saxon type of a man coming from there, whatever influence he may have. But generally doing well. The background of the situation, so, May, June, Gemini time, yes, rocking a hard place there, Pisces, in the background, but that's okay, because I think now we're moving forward. We can see you doing well. Yeah, that's just that energy of too much mind energy too, so you can't you're not using your intuition. You're relying on your mind or your brain to sort of try and decode what's going on, and sometimes it's just not possible, especially for the water signs. They need to use feeling rather than brain power. That's their primed sense. So, yeah, and indecisiveness as well with the 2 of Swords. So perhaps just wait a little bit longer, Pisces, until everything comes to light, as we've been saying with the moon. Recent influences. And Ace of Coins, so definitely new beginnings in terms of your work, money, things like that, doing well. It's like you don't really need to worry so much about money because you're constantly working and doing well. So Ace of Coins talks about that new sort of job or promotion, something in the realms of work that you've been waiting on, that perhaps is actually making its way into your life. So that's an encouraging card to have, Pisces, for July. And it's just the patience too of waiting for everything to be seen. The lesson you'll be learning in July is Queen of Coins, so staying grounded. Queen of Coins is very grounded. She lets things come to her. She's not in a rush. She's not trying to push in front of the queue. She's just sitting there patiently waiting. She is a patient being. She waits for things to happen, and she knows things take divine time to happen, so she's very prepared for that. Very earthed too. So a lovely card just to remind you, Pisces, to keep earthed about everything and just be patient in waiting for whatever is to come through for you in July and that you're waiting for. Near future. And the Eight of Wands, so there we go, second to third week, practically around that time. Things is taking off really well with the Eight of Wands, sorry. So it's about, you know, everything being in alignment, but also that fast moving energy of the wands. So definitely things will turn the corner very sharply and move. Relationships, all sorts of things bode well with this card. It's just no obstacles in the foreseeable future. So use that energy, Pisces, to know that it is working through and working out for you. Just as we've said so far, there's a few little elements we just need to employ in order to get where you want to be, and here it comes, the Eight of Wands. Let's see what's happening that you're not realising. Page of Wands, so yeah, definitely news is on its way of a new beginning, a moving forward, fast moving energy with Wands and the Page of Wands. So excellent there. So it's all coming out, isn't it? And the Wands are strong already, and Earth. So you've got a nice combination of forward moving energy plus being grounded with it, Pisces. So there's no need to be panicking. Messages and news is coming, definitely. How others see you in July. Seven of Cups, so there's that sort of, if it's too good to be true, sounds too good to be true, it probably is, and too many options in consideration. So this is how people are seeing you. They're thinking, oh gosh, she's a bit, or he's a bit deluded, or it's a bit of an illusion really, but that's how they're seeing you. But we have other information here that says you're grounded and that things are moving forward. So just reflect and see if that energy is in fact how people are sort of behaving towards you. They may be feeling like it's a bit out of the box really. It might be a bit of a fantasy or an illusion, Pisces, but you stick to your guns and we'll see what we're going to see. What you're feeling positive about in July. Four of Cups. So yeah, there's something of a stalemate, there's something of a holding pattern going on emotionally. So just go back to your groundedness and your knowing that things, the efforts you're putting in will be rewarded and things will move forward. With the Four of Cups, it's just that sort of energy where you feel like nothing's actually working or moving or shifting, and it's an emotional sort of blank really. So think about that and just know sometimes things have to be in that holding pattern. It's not the right time yet, but given a few weeks or matter of days, things can change. So acknowledge that feeling and just be patient and wait. See what comes next. The outcome of the July forecast. We have the Queen of Wands, so very confident coming through. She may be a person, you know, that very Leo sort of energy too. Fire sign coming in at the end of Cancer, crossing over into Leo. So things really start moving quickly with her around. She's very confident. She also speaks her truth but very creative and moving forward once again. With this Queen of Wands, if this woman is indeed somebody coming into your life, she's a fire sign, so yeah, she lights the place up. Bit of a firecracker as well, so you will know all about her as we cross over into the sign of Leo, because there she is. The only card that I think we're going to put 2 clarifying cards on, because we've got that 7 of Cups, which can be very disarming, really, you know, especially compared with the other cards you have. Other people seeing you as sort of living in a bit of an illusion, feeling like you can have it all, and then that sort of energy of holding pattern emotionally. So what's underneath the surface of these 2? Under the surface of the 7 of Cups, the Moon. Yeah, so they don't really know what you're doing. They've only got half of the story, really. Be very intuitive. This is the card for Cancer, so just keep it under wraps for now. All will be revealed at a later time. People can think what they like, and they often do, and they often will, and they'll say what they think. There's things hidden, so we don't have sort of clear sight at the moment, and this is definitely saying that other people are thinking, what's going on with that person, that Piscean person? It's not all visible at this point. The energy underneath the surface of that 4 of Cups, so that holding pattern energy, that sort of just a blank sort of energy, really, and nothing. It's like when people say, oh, nothing's happening in my life. So that's what the 4 of Cups can mean, but it's temporary. And we have that card of the 10 of Cups, which can be a bit fantastical as well. It can be a bit of an image, you know, nice, it looks fabulous, everything looks really nice, but below the surface, all of us have that time in our relationship, or even in our own relationship with ourselves, where things just seem to be a bit sort of dull for a bit, but we know that they're going to improve with time and care. So emotional stability. But if there is something of a blank at the moment, just move through that, Pisces. Okay, now we're going to do our clarifying card with our Buddha reading cards to see what is the final message of guidance for you, Pisces, in July. Desires. The root of all suffering is desire. The steady stream of human desires are directing you away from the beauty of the present moment to the fantasy of the future, taking you away from the appreciation of what you've got and what life is offering you right now. So yes, and that definitely fits in with that Moon card and that illusion card. It's like, yeah, don't get too ahead of yourself, Pisces. Just wait. Give things time to sort of manifest. Sometimes, especially in the time of Cancer, there can be a lot of hidden elements. So just take heed of that lovely message from the Buddha cards. Thank you very much for listening, Pisces, and we'll talk next month.